with you.
Favourite boots?
Fine, well played.
You're absolutely right about Manas and his dirty yellow ball. I totally agree with you. A quick question here from Mamadou says, Ramos injured, who will take the penalties? Good question.
It's 2 for Spain.
Who would you pick? Yeah, he did,
It's 2 for Spain.
So who would
Hazard. Yes, I was just going to say, yeah.
You have Hazard, would you? Campbell is so handsome, says Boney. You're wrong. Prediction time, please. Prediction time. Peter Reid. 3-2 to who? 3-2 to Villarreal.
2-1 Real Madrid.
2-1 Real Madrid for Kevin Campbell. Okay, let's head to La Ceramica and join your commentary team for this game. Villarreal playing host to Real Madrid. This is, of course, the one and only Tim Lee with Rick Sharma alongside him.
Enjoy a super production shot on more than 20 cameras using the latest technology. It's not fiction, it's not a thriller, it's something much bigger. And after 90 seasons, the excitement is still intact in La Liga Santander and La Liga Smart Bank. It's not soccer, it's La Liga.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Estadio de la Ceramica. As you can see, a resplendent view there. A shame there are no supporters to enjoy this fixture, but nonetheless, an intriguing stadium here built amongst the city in Castellón, just a few kilometres up the road from the city of Valencia, where, of course, Real Madrid lost their last fixture before the international break. Well, it is a huge day in the Spanish top flight. Later on, Atletico Madrid host Barcelona. But before that, the champions Real Madrid, depleted, are away at Villarreal. And if you have any other plans tonight, cancel them, because this is a red-letter day in La Liga Santander. Alongside me for the 4:15 kickoff local time is Rick Sharma. Hello, Rick.
Hello, Tim. Hello, everybody. This is such a huge game, isn't it? A really tough match for Madrid, who need to come back strongly after they were thrashed by Valencia in the last match they played before the international break. And it's going to be tough with so many players injured. I mean, they don't have Casemiro, they don't have Benzema, and they don't have Sergio Ramos. And look, for me, those 3 players are Madrid's best 3 players. So this is a real challenge.
They are without the spine of their team and they face a side in form. Villarreal are unbeaten in 9 matches. And this is their starting 11. Asenjo in goal, Pedraza, Pau Torres, Albiol and Mario Gaspar in defence. The midfield is Parejo, Iborra and Trigueros. And in attack, Moy Gomez and Gerard Moreno, partner Carlos Bacca in the strike force. There is one big absentee for the hosts. It is their top goal scorer, Paco Alcácer, who has a hamstring problem, so he drops out of the team and the Colombian centre-forward Bacca comes in. That is the only change to the 11 that won so convincingly away at Getafe just before the break. Here is Zidane's team. Courtois in goal. At right back, Carvajal returns. Nacho is back in the team, partnering Varane in defence. And Monde is selected ahead of Marcelo. The midfield is Modric, Kroos and Martin Odegaard. And in attack, there's a first start of the season for Mariano. He plays with the returning Hazard and Lucas Vázquez. In all, 7 changes from Mestalla. 3 of those are enforced. Ramos, Valverde and Benzema all unavailable. And as you mentioned, Rick, Casemiro still unavailable for Zinedine Zidane.
It's always tough for Madrid when they don't have Casemiro. He adds so much to the team, especially defensively, but also going forward. And I think Madrid, really without him and without Ramos, don't have a lot of traditional leaders on the pitch there. There's not many players you'd expect to really drive the team on. You'd hope Eden Hazard can do it with his skill and ability rather than any kind of expected on the pitch, shouting at his teammates, getting everyone going. But, I mean, there's certainly a lot of quality in that team.
Well, the stage is now set. When these teams met here in September of last season, Villarreal led twice through Gerard Moreno and then Moy Gomez. But both times, Real equalised through Gareth Bale, who was sent off late on. It is a very different-looking side this afternoon for Zinedine Zidane. Martin Odegaard starts once again, his first start since injury. We did see him off the bench at Mestalla. And now we are underway. This is second against fourth in La Liga Santander. The champions are without their captain, without their top scorer, and without their midfield enforcer. How will they fare without the spine of their team against a Villarreal side that can go top of the table with a win? The Villarreal are seeking a 5th consecutive victory, and they have been free scoring at home. They've hit 19 goals in 7 fixtures here at La Ceramica so far. This is Villarreal against Real Madrid, coming live on Facebook Watch.
Like you say, Tim, they have got a lot more goals this season at home. And actually, they started off the season a bit dour, a bit defensive under Emery. But as it goes by week, they get more progressively attacking and interesting to watch going forward.
Well, they have been enjoying the European campaign as well. 8 goals scored in 3 Europa League fixtures, and Unai Emery has been rotating plenty. He's been giving opportunities to other players like Alex Baena, Firmino, Kubo, of course, who is on the bench today, a player on loan from Real Madrid, Samu Chukwueze as well. So there is real depth to this Villarreal squad.
Those 2 players, Kubo and Chukwueze, could add a lot in the later stages of this game if they come on. Both very fast, very direct.
Clipped into the box, an early chance for Mariano, and the ball's in the back of the net, inside 2 minutes. What a story this is, will it count?
I think there's discussion over whether he was onside or not. Good header from Mariano. I've always thought he offers something in the box. He's a box warrior, which Madrid don't really have. But they never seem to want to use Mariano unless they're forced to, like today.
Well, the flag did go up on the far side. Have a look, Rick. That wonderful ball from Toni Kroos. And as you could see, the flag was raised and went down again. And once Dani Carvajal dinked that into the box, Mariano never really looked like missing. He just got a front of Mario Gaspar. And that was an emphatic finish.
Mariano certainly wasn't offside, neither was Carvajal. I think the question's over Lucas Vazquez, who looks like he might get involved in the play, but didn't touch the ball. So I think they'll look at that, but I think this goal's going to stand.
Well, you can understand the confusion for the players in yellow. That was the moment there where the assistant referee thought perhaps he should stop play. But Carvajal took over. And this looks like the perfect start for Zinedine Zidane's side. Mariano with the breakthrough early on, his first goal of the season.
This is Mariano's first start for Madrid since May 2019, when he played against Villarreal and he scored twice that day. I think they're going to be sick of the sight of him.
A player who had a big impact in the Clásico in March, coming off the bench and scoring almost immediately. And he has scored almost immediately today.
I know Zidane wants to give chances to Luka Jovic. Madrid paid 60 million euros for him. But Mariano, for me, does a lot of the same jobs that Jovic does on the pitch, and he looks so much more dangerous and combative in the box.
Well, Luka Jovic is another of the players unavailable today for Real Madrid, as is Álvaro Odriozola. But despite all the absentees, it is the perfect start Just to recap the players that Zidane is without: Ramos, Casemiro, Valverde, Benzema, Jovic, Militao and Odriozola. But as Joe and the guests were discussing pre-game, even with so many players unavailable, there is still so much quality on the pitch. This time the flag does stay up. Mariano offside.
He'll be absolutely thrilled, Mariano, scoring so early in the game as well. This time he was ahead of the defence.
Villarreal's only defeat this season came away at Barcelona, and since then Emery's team have won 7 times and drawn twice. Emery called that defeat a deception, and he said that the team really grew in confidence after the point they gained away at Atletico Madrid. Well, they'll need to show some resilience to fight back here. Pedraza into the box. Clashed with Carvajal. Here is Odegaard, first time to Toni Kroos.
That was good defending by Dani Carvajal, and for me, he's a player Madrid have missed a lot this season. Didn't have him at all in October or all of November until now. His last game was the end of September. And Nacho's done okay when he's played there right back. Lucas Vazquez has tried hard, but Carvajal is a really class right back.
Well, it was down that very channel that Valencia profited so much in the previous fixture. José Luis Gaya marauding up the Valencia left. And of course Zidane grateful that Carvajal is available again. It's his ball forward now, beautifully controlled by Lucas Vazquez. Hazard was in space. Now Odegaard, wide for Mondi. Clipped into the box delicately, a little too close to Sergio Asenjo.
It was good work by Vazquez. He is coming into this game really looking to make amends after that Valencia performance, like you say, Tim, where he was shredded at right back. So he's pretty glad he's not playing in that position again.
Well, he's back to what is his preferred position, his more traditional position as a winger. Although he has made good strides at right back, but that really was a rude awakening, if you like, the game at Valencia. And we could call it a timely return for Dani Carvajal. He has some work to do now. Moi Gomez in possession, and Carvajal did the work well. He has squandered possession. Iborra takes over. Modric with the block. Now Nacho to Mondi.
It's going to be pretty interesting to see how Toni Kroos and Luka Modric work in that midfield, because they're both going to sit back behind Odegaard, it looks like, and neither of those two players is a clear defensive midfielder. You know, they both work hard, they both try defensively, not bad at tackling, but when Madrid have not had Casemiro, they have suffered in that zone of the pitch.
Odegaard's pass is exquisite. Here is Mondi. Cut back to the Norwegian. Now Mariano. Real Madrid forced backwards. And they come out the other side. Pedraza's foul on Lucas.
It's interesting Zidane going with Lucas on the right wing today, because he's got lots of other options with Asensio or Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, all possibilities. Maybe he's saving them for the clash with Inter Milan in the Champions League. Or maybe he just wants a player like Lucas who's going to track back and work hard and stop Pedraza getting down that side.
Well, Pedraza has been in good form. And on that flank, Moi Gomez is keeping the likes of Kubo and Chukwueze out of the team. flick from Hazard didn't quite come off. Here is Iborra. Moy with the flick, but the flag has gone up. Very tight call indeed.
They've come away with it well.
And Nacho was on the flank with Mondi more central. Well, we'll keep an eye on how that develops. This is Eden Hazard to Odegaard. Mondi. Hazard shielded it from Gerrard and delivered. Stabbed clear by Albiol. Bacca battling. So too is Gerard Moreno, a player just back from international duty with Spain, where he featured in all 3 fixtures and grabbed the late equaliser against Switzerland. Here's the early goal. Well, crucially for Real Madrid, Lucas Vázquez did not interfere with play, didn't get involved there, didn't touch the ball, and that is why the assistant referee brought that flag down so swiftly. Clever from Carvajal. Of course, Real did lead in their previous fixture away at Valencia. Benzema with that goal, but they ended up losing 4-1 in what was a historic game of football for a number of reasons. Here is Mario Gaspar. Villarreal haven't seen too much of the ball in the opening 12 minutes. Well, currently Hazard tucking quite deep.
It's a very interesting setup Zidane's got here, because Odegaard is pushed into the forward line. Hazard coming back inside, like you say. Looks very fluid.
Over the top for Gaspard to chase. Nacho got there first. And now the champions build from the back. Here is Mondi. Slightly loose touch, but he got away with it. Now Courtois, who enjoyed an ultimately successful international break, but was guilty of one terrible error in the victory against Denmark. A real clanger as the ball slipped under his foot from a back pass.
Madrid will hope it is just that, just a mistake, because after a lot of doubts when he started at Madrid, he's been really, really good for a whole season and a half, maybe more, and he looks comfortable at last.
Here is Dani Parejo. Pedraza, still going, stabbed towards Bacca. Now Lucas, Able to open up his stride. Finds Mariano. Eden Hazard. Mondi stays wide. Some pressure on Nacho. His pass was good, and there is a foul on Hazard. Mario Gaspar protests.
It's what it's like to be Eden Hazard. You're always going to get players who are a little bit slow coming behind you and fouling you like that. It's the price you pay for being so good on the ball, so easy, having a low centre of gravity, easy to turn. That's what Nacho can't do, what Carvajal did there for the first goal. He can't put in a ball like that. Madrid really missed that angle going forward.
Well, defensively, Pedraza will be disappointed with his role in that goal. Didn't deal with the ball when it came to him. And when you're playing against quality teams, then you do get punished. And that is exactly what Real Madrid did. Took full advantage.
Sloppy pass that from Luka Modric. I'm wondering how long he'll last today on the pitch. He's 35 years old now. He played 3 times for Croatia in the international break.
Well, he is keeping, among others, Isco out of the team today. And we just saw a shot of Isco on the bench, a player who has been in the headlines in the last couple of days in Spain. Talk that he would be happy to move away from the club in January. Trigueros to Gerrard and back again, and now Carlos Bacca. He has Moy in the centre. And Varane stuck to him really well there.
Good defending from Rafa Varane. Really, really nice move from Villarreal. Lovely touch here from Gerrard, just there. Nice little back flick. What you lose when you put Bacca in ahead of Chukwueze is the speed. I think Chukwueze could have got to the byline and pulled that across there. Bacca, 34 years old, was never gonna be able to do that.
Well, the corner has been taken quickly and short. It's back with Moy. Now Dani Parejo to Trigueros, who's given time and space. Couldn't clear Kroos with his cross, though. Hazard having to defend. Trigueros wins it back, but Mondi read the danger, came across. Very confident play, very confident indeed from Real Madrid. That was superb, and they've managed to pass it out to the right flank where Lucas Vázquez switches it to Hazard. This is a gorgeous attack. Can they find a product at the end of it? Well, Villarreal have retreated. Pedraza with a block, but Luka Modric almost kept the move alive.
It was a beautiful bit of football. Lovely back heel from Eden Hazard, down and by his own corner flag there. Madrid look in the mood today. I almost feel a bit sorry for Villarreal, because that 4-0 battering by Barcelona was Barca's first game after the 8-2 defeat by Bayern. And now they're playing Real Madrid after they suffered a 4-1 thrashing at Valencia.
Wounded beasts. It's often most dangerous to face a team when they're coming off a defeat. And Real Madrid certainly have a point to prove. Indeed, Real Madrid have lost 2 of their last 4 league games. That is the same number of defeats that they suffered in the previous 33 league matches.
It's been a very up and down season for Real Madrid, because they've had big wins against Barcelona, of course, in the Clásico, against Inter Milan in the Champions League. But they've also suffered some really painful, bad defeats, like against Cadiz in La Liga.
Well, they've now gone 7 matches, Real Madrid, without a clean sheet. Their most recent clean sheet was on the 4th of October against Levante, and it was in fact here at this stadium. A 2-0 victory. Trigueros. Space for Gaspar. Gerrard. Whips it in. Good shape on the cross. Really good chance for Dani Parejo. He couldn't take it.
Beautiful cross from Gerard Moreno. He's really impressed me this season. Last season as well, but this season it's been used a little bit wider than in the past, and that is why. What a great cross.
Villarreal's first chance of the match, and it was a decent one. Parejo unmarked. Very good run into the box, very well found, but just a little too much height on the header. And now Odegaard finds Mondi.
Madrid's formation, to me, looks like a 4-2-3-1 in the end, rather than 3 up front. Hazard, Vasquez and Odegaard are playing behind Mariano.
Odegaard gave it away. Toni Kroos made a vital block. The referee, incidentally, is Alejandro Hernandez, who was in charge when these teams met at the Alfredo Di Stefano in July. And Real won that game 2-1. It was their 10th consecutive victory, and it sealed their 34th league title. If Real Madrid can win this fixture, it would be the first time they've won back-to-back league games against Villarreal since September 2014. In recent seasons, this particular fixture, Villarreal at home to Real Madrid, has tended to finish all square. The last 3 have ended 2-2. Modric with the tackle. Parejo won it back. Gerrard to Moy, and now Pedraza coming forward. Went for power. Carvajal with the block. Carvajal very busy at right back. He has been penalised for that challenge.
Yeah, he just caught Pedraza there on the ankle, a little bit slow.
A set piece for the hosts. Trigueros launches it. Well, there seemed to be a particular idea behind that, but it didn't come off. We have a look now at the goal, and Pedraza will be disappointed. Carvajal with the assist, and Mariano with his first goal of the season, coming inside 2 minutes of his first start.
It's a very cute little cross from Carvajal. Perfect weight on it for Mariano. The defender's got no chance of getting around the other side to head it away.
Gaspar wide to Gerrard. Slightly better spell here for Villarreal. They have fashioned the one opportunity for Parejo. Enjoying a little more possession now. Having to be patient. Parejo finding Gerrard. Pedraza made the run. Gerrard saw it. The pass was good. Carvajal defending. Taken on by Pedraza. The cross was good. And the run as well from Trigueros looked a good one as well.
Another quality ball from Gerard Moreno over the top there. It's amazing how much he's developed in recent years. I remember him at Espanyol. He was a striker. He didn't look like a player who had turned into almost a Benzema type figure, capable of playing those passes.
Absolutely, his link-up play has come on leaps and bounds, operating from slightly deeper areas, wider areas. He's been an amazing creative force for Villarreal, and it has been to Paco Alcácer's great benefit. That has been a sublime duo so far this season, and it's a big loss for Unai Emery that he is without Alcácer for this big fixture. Modric, outside of the boot, finding Mondi. Trigueros under pressure from Luka Modric. And there was a foul.
Lovely bit of play by Ferland Mendy. Going back to the Moreno and Alcácer partnership, you know, people say Spain don't have enough goals, enough strikers who can score in the national team, but Villarreal have 2 Spanish strikers. That would be a fine partnership up front on an international level.
Well, it is indeed a very Spanish-looking team. They have Baca in the 11 today, a Colombian, and he is in for Alcácer. Apart from that, all Spanish for Villarreal. And of course, it has been a very good week for Spanish football after their 6-0 victory against Germany, a Germany team that included Toni Kroos.
Well, it's not been the best few weeks for Toni Kroos after the Valencia defeat and then the thrashing by Spain.
Here is Pau Torres, who played in those internationals. Played very well indeed. Pedraza whips one in with power, and Courtois dealt with it well.
Pau Torres certainly one to watch. Madrid are keeping an eye on him. There's been a lot of stories in the Spanish media that they might move for Pau Torres as a potential either partner or replacement for Sergio Ramos in their defence.
Toni Kroos is under pressure. Managed to make the pass to Carvajal. Now Modric always seems to have time.
Lots of time for Modric, but not many options there. There wasn't a lot of runners or movement for him to pick out.
Challenge from Parejo and then from Trigueros, and it nearly fell kindly for Gerrard. Here is Lucas Vázquez. Hernandez does award the free kick. Plenty of movement from Lucas. It's with Toni Kroos, first time for Modric. Hazard makes a run. Modric finds Mariano. And real frustration for Lucas Vazquez because he overhit the pass when Mondi was free, and Real Madrid were building that move beautifully.
It's unfortunate for Vazquez. You can see what he's trying to do, just slice across the ball to get it to sit perfectly into Mondi's path as he ran forward. Would have been a great through ball had he just hit it slightly less hard.
Now, we did just see a shot of Alcacer in the stands. He has 9 goals this season in all competitions. Out with a hamstring problem, so Bacca starts. Odegaard here finding Lucas Vazquez. Now Hazard wide for Mariano. Hazard back to Mondi. Now Nacho.
It's been a pretty good half an hour for Madrid.
Lovely ball for Dani Carvajal. And it's into the side netting. It was Kroos who seemed to unlock the defence there.
That's the one thing you do get when you have, as your more defensive players, Kroos and Modric. A lot of quality in all parts of the midfield in terms of creation.
Well, Carvajal was clearly onside and was in a very good position. He just lost his footing under pressure from Pedraza. And he was looking to tee up Mariano for the second time.
Like you say, he just slipped, and when he hit that attempted cross, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. I mean, Villarreal maybe a little lucky it didn't slice into Senho's net. Goalkeeper would have had no chance.
Well, Sergio Asenjo is a player with history at Atletico Madrid. And he was, for a time, a teammate of Thibaut Courtois there.
Yeah, it was tough for him at Atletico with Courtois in goal and then Jan Oblak in goal after that. You're never getting ahead of those two.
Asenjo began the start of last season as second choice behind Andres Fernandez, but since coming into the team has really performed well and made that spot his own. Close with the challenge, an illegal one. He just caught Gerrard on the foot and the referee saw it, so a free kick in a reasonably promising position here for the home team.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous from Kroos.
Moy and Parejo standing over it. Parejo undercooks the delivery. Very disappointing. And now Mariano injects some pace and some optimism, and he's carried it forward brilliantly. Mariano still going and finding Lucas Vazquez, who made a yard of space. It's come back off the post. The flag has gone up. What a solo run from Mariano.
Brilliant. That is the determination and the combative nature that he has there. Look at this charge forward. He couldn't be stopped.
Well, having made the run, he made the pass very well, but no question he had strayed considerably offside.
Mariano showing more confidence in this one display than I've seen Jovic show in a year at Real Madrid.
Hazard with the reverse pass. Mario Gaspar had to be alert there. Unai Emery has lost his 3 managerial games against Zidane. 1 was for Sevilla in La Liga, and 2 were for Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. Here come the champions with Luka Modric. Carvajal couldn't squeeze that pass through the wall of yellow. Gerrard holding it up against Ferland Mendy, and the French fullback resorted to a foul. Well, you can understand what Unai Emery was protesting about there. Clever ball to Trigueros. Forward for Pedraza, but a little too far forward.
That's the same pass he tried about 10 minutes ago, and it was too far forward then and now.
Well, will we see Take Kubo this evening? He's made just 1 start in the league, but he has appeared 8 times as a substitute. Player of huge promise.
There's been some criticism of Emery and Villarreal in the Madrid press because they expected Kubo to play more, but you know, Villarreal doing really well this season. I don't see why Emery should change his own plans or set up just to accommodate admittedly very talented player, but one who doesn't quite fit the game plan he wants from the start.
And it is, of course, a long and busy season, particularly for the teams competing in Europe. And Kubo has been given opportunities in the Europa League, and he has 1 goal to his name in that competition. For Real Madrid, they commence a run of 10 games in 33 days now.
It's a brutal schedule, especially when your squad is so depleted like Real Madrid's is.
Well, Zidane was pretty frank when discussing the absentees pre-game. He said that seeing your players pick up injuries is the worst possible news for a manager. And he did say that he is worried, not just for his own players, but for all the players. Such is the demanding nature of the current schedule. A very, very crowded calendar indeed.
It sums it up because Zidane doesn't always come out and say how he feels about these things, but he was very clear on this. He said it was a crazy schedule.
Eden Hazard has a look up, only Mariano in the box. Mendy coming forward now, it's deflected. Now Odegaard closed down by Iborra. Here's Carlos Bacca. He was fouled by Varane. Haven't seen too much of Bacca, and that will be a concern perhaps for Unai Emery.
I didn't see the referee flash the yellow card for Varane there. I think he's got away with one because that is stopping a break that could have been dangerous if he doesn't get a booking. Iborra
with the block there. Up the line for Gerrard, who was just moving the other way, made it difficult. Now Courtois under pressure, takes no chances and sends it long back from Albiol. Now Mario Gaspar, looking for Bacca. Used his strength against Varane. Odegaard used a silky touch, not once but twice. Clipped forward by Carvajal. Here is Modric.
I don't think Odegaard's got anything but silky touches in his repertoire.
He's a real joy. A duel. Good to see him getting a start this afternoon. And he's a player slightly fresher than most of the internationals, because his international trip with Norway was cut short because of a COVID case for one of his teammates, and subsequently some cancelled fixtures. So he's had slightly more time to prepare for this game.
It's an important one for Odegaard because, you know, he started the season in the team, was replaced by Isco, and then he got injured, so it's been a bit stop-start for him. And this could be a massive season for Odegaard because Isco certainly isn't performing at the level you'd hope for a Real Madrid player. There's lots of stories that he might leave in January. So Odegaard can stamp his mark on this team and become the playmaker.
And no question that Zidane believes in him, because the loan agreement with Real Sociedad was for 2 years, but upon Zidane's request it was reduced to 1. And here we can see that Odegaard is now back with Real Madrid. Pedraza for Moy. And Moy couldn't get the cross in, couldn't win a corner either.
Yeah, a little bit of a lucky rebound. That just bounced back off him. So it's a goal kick.
Well, we saw Unai Emery looking rather stern there. His record against Real Madrid is 5 victories in 22 clashes. He was pretty clear when assessing Real Madrid. He said that they are the favourites for the title.
It's pretty rare that the champions don't go into a season being called the favourites to win the league again. I think this year it's more open than in any since maybe 2014 when Atletico Madrid won. You can tell that by the table, with Real Sociedad top, Villarreal second, potentially top if they get a victory here. They need 2 goals for that now.
Mondi forward. Hazard had a look across towards the assistant referee, perhaps because he knew he had slightly mistimed that run.
It's built in the look. You always look, but these days the linesmen or officials don't always put their flags up until the moves come to a kind of more natural conclusion.
Just 2 minutes until half-time. Do send your questions and comments in to Joe, Kevin and Peter. They will be bringing you the half-time analysis shortly. Such a big day in the Spanish top flight. Hazard. Just pulled there by Mario Gaspar.
I'll be surprised if this game ends and Hazard hasn't been the player who's been fouled the most times. He almost always was for Chelsea.
Well, a wonderful small stadium. Relatively small, usually very atmospheric. And built right within the residential area, among the flats.
It's like a matchbox ground. just pops up when you're going to it.
Trouble here for Albiol. A real tussle there with Mariano. Eventually the whistle came. Well, sometimes the bigger clubs can be caught out after an international break. It was after the October international break that Real Madrid were caught cold by Cadiz, and on the same day Barcelona lost at Getafe. But certainly the champions have made a better start to this game, and they are coming forward looking for a second goal. Lucas Vázquez with the tenacity. Pau Torres just turns away. We are now in added time, and there will be just one extra minute, so just 35 seconds or so for Villarreal to try and work Thibaut Courtois. Mario Gaspar lifts it into the box. Varane clears. Mondi's underneath it. Very calm play. Back by Iborra. The challenge came in from Mondi. And then Trigueros lunged in at Eden Hazard, who just glided away gracefully. And that will be enough for Real Madrid to preserve their half-time advantage.
He moves like he's on ice skates in a rink, Hazard. So hard for defenders to stick with him.
Well, the first half has come to a close. It got off to an explosive start. Mariano Diaz with the goal inside 2 minutes. The ideal tonic for a Real Madrid side with so many absentees. Since then, one half chance for Dani Parejo. He headed over the bar. And Mariano then hit the post, but he was offside. The champions then, 1 goal up at half-time, away at Villarreal.
I've enjoyed that first 45 minutes. Beautiful. Beautiful football, beautiful venue, the Estadio La Cerámica, in the beautiful winter sunshine, as you can see, and Real Madrid leading by that Mariano goal. The goal itself, wow, we've got a lot of questions now about Mariano. I'll keep your comments coming in, by the way, and also put your flags on those comments.
Yes.
Why are Real Madrid wearing this kit today, says Suri? Well, because they're away from home, obviously, is the reason for that. And Akash says Mariano has good finishing ability.
Brilliant.
Now, we will ask our resident striker if he thinks Mariano... What are you looking at me like that for?
Come on, I'm waiting for it.
Look, I'm just asking the question.
You want Real Madrid to lose. So ask me the question and stop messing around.
Akash says Mariano has good finishing ability. Does he, is the question.
Yes, he does.
Better finishing ability than Benzema or Luka Jovic?
I wouldn't say better than Benzema, but he looks a lot more comfortable playing than Jovic does. Because he's only really been involved in certain little things previously, and he scored 2 goals. The last time I've seen this guy, he's looked lively. But, you know, this is a striker's goal, and he makes the goal. And I want to show any young player or person who's realising what a striker does, he makes Carvajal's mind up.
OK, before you come on to that, Peter, Shaker is asking Jovic or Mariano?
On this performance, Mariano. I think, besides the goal, I think his general play, his build-up play, his energy, his strength has been outstanding.
Right,
the best player in the pitch has been the right-back.
So in terms
Carvajal.
of Carvajal. We'll come back to Carvajal in a second, because obviously everyone's talking about Mariano, which
brilliant.
now begs the question, should Mariano be a regular starter?
If you're playing like this and scoring, I think it's very difficult for a coach to leave you out. So if you're asking me on this performance, I'll play him in the next game.
So he came on in the Classico.
Yes.
Scored within whatever it was, 30 seconds, a minute, and then gets left out.
Well, that's disappointing. But from his performance in that first half and his goal scoring, you cannot leave the boy out. He's been absolutely outstanding. Running with the ball, passing, everything about it has been good. Work rate, everything.
Pete, you've seen him look hungry. He looks hungry for
Superb.
it. He knows
it's
a chance for him, and he's taken it with both hands. Brilliant.
So VJ is asking, should Mariano start alongside Benzema, assuming Benzema is back from injury in the next game?
Joe,
yes or no?
Joe, yes. I think Benzema would enhance Mariano's game even more because Benzema is a 9.5, 10. So I would play him on the shoulder and Benzema could go deep and he could link the play and then so many opportunities would open up.
Depending on what shape you're playing, I think you've got to make room for a player like that.
OK. A lot of you, now, like I said before, they're away from home today. Real Madrid, they're playing in the black kit. Now... You've got a point, Ankit. You have a point, and I'm tending to agree with you. As long as the kit's not pink, Subin says, and he has a point as well. If Madrid had played in the pink kit today, they would have conceded 4 goals. There is now questions.
I like their thinking. I like their
There's
thinking.
no questions.
I like the Madridistas thinking, right?
The what,
but
sorry?
let me tell you something.
Who's thinking?
Who? Yeah, exactly.
The what?
Who?
Let me just tell you this.
Wait, who?
Let me tell you this.
Who?
Let me tell you this, Joe. This is really important now. Certain teams have problems with certain kits. We've seen it happen where teams just can't buy a win in a certain kit. Madrid in that pink stink. Let's be honest, Madrid in the pink stink.
Yeah, pink stinks.
So the longer they can wear that black kit and get proper results, the better.
Sir Alex Ferguson famously changed the kit at half-time at Southampton.
He did.
Oh,
a
yes.
grey kit.
It was grey,
yes.
wasn't it?
Sir Alex Ferguson.
Because they were trailing.
Yeah.
And they came out...
And they won. They won.
They won the game.
Yeah.
So, is the pink kit cursed, is our question.
I'm going with the public. Yes.
You know what? We'll have a vote at the end of this game about the pink kit. Let me just come back to the questions. Should Mariano be a regular starter? Yes or no?
Yes.
Should Mariano be a regular starter? Yes or no? Let's put that to the people. Should Mariano be a regular starter, either alongside Benzema, possibly instead of Benzema? 58% of you say yes.
I'll take 58%. You know why, Joe? Because from someone who's really come in from the cold, he's got the majority.
Hey, this is a tough game.
You take that,
This is a tough game.
Second in the league.
And it's been a tough competitive game. So he hasn't done it against a team that aren't clever. He's done it against a really good side here.
Ajit, who's put his question all in caps, just to make the point. Ajit says Mariano deserves at least 5 games, as did Odegaard. Right, we've already discussed Mariano. But before we come on Odegaard, I want to ask you about the build-up to that goal, because you've got a point to make, haven't you?
Yes.
What were you looking at in the build-up to that goal?
In the build-up play, I was watching Mariano's movement. And when Real Madrid are building, if you just watch him, he sits in between the 2 centre-halves, which is a great spot for a striker. Then the defence moves, and he sits in between the centre-half and the full-back. But watch him, puts his hand up, great play, makes up Carvajal's mind, but the delivery of the cross from Carvajal, they've missed this guy. Great delivery, but he still had to fling himself at the cross. Here we go again. He's just keeping himself in between the 2 centre-halves. Obviously, defence moves as the ball moves. He keeps himself in between full-back and centre-half. Arm goes up, cross comes in, defender can't get there. Great finish.
A great goal.
Great finish. Deserves that, really deserves that.
Superb.
Which brings us back to the aforementioned Carvajal. Abdullah says, thoughts on Odegaard's performance. Before you give me your thoughts, marks out of 10 for Odegaard in that first 45 minutes.
I think he's 7. I think he's been... I mean, he hasn't been spectacular, but he's got the job done. Passed the moves. Yeah, I think he's done OK for his first game back. He hasn't played for a bit. And like I said before, against difficult opposition, he's done OK.
I'll give him a 6, Joe. I'll give him a 6. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's been neat and tidy. He's whatever he's done, he's done well, and he's kept the ball moving in that midfield. But we know, look, who he's playing with in that midfield, Modric, etc.
Cruz.
Cruz. They're the top players. So, listen, he doesn't need to look spectacular.
Yeah.
I think he's done all right.
We've seen him give the ball away, though, on 1 or 2 occasions. Is it the formation, do you think?
I did that once, you know, in my career. Yeah. You're allowed. It can happen.
I just don't know. I'm not convinced yet, but I don't know whether it's him or whether it's the formation.
He's a young player. He's been out on loan, as we all know.
And he was spectacular
his first game back.
Sociedad.
Well, listen, small acorns, oak trees grow, Joe.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Just relax. Let the boy grow into it.
I can't relax when you two are either side of me. It's impossible to relax. Gotti says Villarreal deserves a goal. Do they deserve a goal? Have they? We saw one opportunity in particular.
One opportunity.
Which was Parejo, I think it was.
Yeah. They don't deserve a goal because they haven't asked enough
stop
questions.
being biased.
Excuse me?
Stop being biased. You're being biased.
I'll show you bias.
That's a yellow.
That's a yellow.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks a lot.
That's a yellow. That's 3 now. 3. You've got 2 more and you're going to get banned.
Real Madrid have been by far the better side. Deserve to be in front.
How do I get a yellow card for? I'm not complaining, like.
I'm just writing your name down here. Right. Answer the question now.
What was the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
Villarreal deserve a goal.
No, they didn't deserve a goal because they didn't ask enough of this Real Madrid defence. They huffed and puffed, and I just don't think they've been at their best, Villarreal, in the first half. Obviously, they'll adjust in the second half, but Real Madrid have been by far the better team.
I think that Real Madrid haven't let them play. I think Real Madrid have been very impressive. I thought this would be a really tough game for them. It is, but they've handled it very, very well.
OK, let me squeeze some questions in because we're going to be heading back to La Ceramica for the second half in a short while. Ayush says, scream Hala Madrid to Joe for calling you biased.
Can I do that? Because that yellow was weak, Joe.
It was
weak.
Are you questioning the yellow?
No, I didn't question.
Are you questioning the yellow? Yes, you can say Hala Madrid to me.
Hala Madrid, Joe! Hala Madrid!
Sazid says, yes, of course, Kevin is definitely biased. You're absolutely correct. This one, which shampoo do you use for your hair, Kevin?
Me?
It's your name on it, Kevin. Is there anyone else here called Kevin?
I use Volzine.
Eh?
I use Volzine. It's an old medicated shampoo.
It's not pink, is it?
No. Sean says, first time in a long time, without Ramos, the defence looks complete. Now, this is a very valid point and a very good point. Ramos out, Casemiro out. Have the defence been troubled, Peter?
No, I think they've handled it well. I think they've done really well. Like we just seen the little pick there of header over the bar, but besides that, I think they've been comfortable. Mendy looks strong, really strong against good opposition, and Carvajal looks superb, but they just look a solid unit. No trouble whatsoever. Because
Sogat has a slightly different take on it, but he's asking the question, is the Real Madrid defence weak without Ramos? The thing is, Kevin, that if you've got quality defensive ability on the flanks, it gives the centre-backs a little bit of breathing space.
Definitely, it does. And, yeah, any defence will be weaker without Ramos. That is a fair question and a fair point. But because Carvajal's back and Mendy's back, they're a lot more solid in those wide positions, so the centre-halves don't have to come out the middle.
Fokan says, tomorrow's my exam. Good luck. Good luck with your exam. How can you study when Real Madrid is playing? I feel your pain. I feel your pain. It's difficult, I know, but I can feel that you're going to have a good exam tomorrow. So good luck with that. Apubra says Rodrigo for Vasquez. Now, Rodrigo. First of all, Vasquez. Vasquez, has he had an impact on that first 45 minutes, in your opinion?
Not spectacularly, but I think it's been a good team performance. You know, I think the Real Madrid have been comfortable, possibly worth another goal, if I'm being perfectly honest. But I'd leave it as it is at the moment. Maybe 15 minutes into the second half, when fatigue sets in, might change it then. But no, I think they've done all right this half.
What about Suraj's comment? Kubo coming on in the second half. We caught a glimpse of him just before there, warming up.
I can all see that, yeah. Can all see that. Real making a change for obvious reasons. They need to get at Madrid. They're at home, and they haven't laid a glove on them up to now.
OK, players making their way out at La Ceramica for the second half. So let's return and rejoin your commentary team of Tim Lee and Rick Sharma.
Live a season without a script, improvised by protagonists who rehearse non-stop. It's not fiction, it's not a thriller, it's something much bigger. And after 90 seasons, the excitement is still intact in La Liga Santander and La Liga Smart Bank. It's not football, it's La Liga.
Welcome back, everybody, to La Ceramica, where Real Madrid lead 1-0 against Villarreal. They have already played here once this season, defeating Levante 2-0. Today, it is a very tough challenge. A Villarreal team they face has gone 9 games undefeated, and the champions are without 7 players today. Well, they took the early lead, Rick, and they've looked strong ever since.
That's right, Tim. It was a good first half for Real Madrid. Maybe a little bit less tough of a challenge than they might have expected coming here, given Villarreal's good form. But they need to keep it up. Emery is certainly going to up the pressure from his team in the second half. And I think the second half of matches this season are going to get more scrappy. They're going to be a bit more unorganised because the players get tireder. There's so much fixture congestion. So it could be a very exciting second half.
Well, Real Madrid generally have looked pretty strong second half, and they've picked up 12 points already this season due to goals scored after half-time. Well, they do have the advantage. Can they keep Villarreal at bay? The Yellow Submarine have scored in their last 18 home games. The last time they failed to score here at the Estadio de la Ceramica was on the 6th of December last year, in a 0-0 draw at home to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, of course, in action later today in another featured game on Facebook Watch. And they host none other than Football Club Barcelona, as I'm sure you all know already. A check of the watch and a blow of the whistle from Alejandro Hernandez. And the second half is now underway and coming live on Facebook Watch. The champions, 1 goal up against Villarreal. How will Unai Emery respond? Can he influence this second period? Can he see his team notch a 10th game undefeated? In order to do so, they will have to score. Real Madrid have only lost 1 of their last 9 matches against Villarreal. They've only lost 1 of their last 10 games here at this stadium. 4 wins and 5 draws in that run. They are defending now because here come the hosts with Pedraza. His cross was blocked. Lucas battling with Parejo. Moy Gomez picks up possession.
Every time Pedraza's tried to get forward, he's been shut down either by Vasquez or by Carvajal there. Though he won't stop trying, and if just one gets through, that's all he needs.
Oh, we asked the question early in the first half about why Lucas Vasquez may have been chosen, and it's been pretty clear. It's his defensive responsibility, his stamina, his work ethic, because Pedraza is an important attacking force for Villarreal coming up the left flank, and he has so far been neutralised by Zinedine Zidane's game plan this afternoon. Trigueros with the flick, it came straight to Varane. It is a big test for Rafael Varane, playing alongside Nacho in the absence of captain Sergio Ramos. Here goes Pedraza. If at first you don't succeed, then try again. The cross is deflected. This time it did make its way into the centre. Nacho's clearance, and then a free kick awarded to Real Madrid.
Just a handball there by Vicente Iborra.
Player that spent 3 years with Unai Emery at Sevilla. 3 very fruitful years. And he is keeping Francis Coquelin out of this Villarreal team. This is Bacca. Did really well initially, but then his pass for Gerrard was cut out. Trigueros with the cross. It was too high for Moy. Now Lucas Vázquez up the line for Modric. Oh, the sombrero there on Dani Parejo, very special.
Yeah, I just wonder if Carlos Bacca might have been better off going the other way there, looking for Gomez, who was free on the left. Can't blame him for trying to seek out Moreno, who's been lethal in front of goal, but here you go, you see Gomez coming in on the left. He's much more free. There's no Mendy, there's no crowd of players. Just need to turn the other way.
Well, they haven't created much, Villarreal. Odegaard, lovely through ball to Mariano. And it's cut back for Lucas Vázquez. Couldn't wrap his boot around the ball and hit the target. But more good play from Odegaard. Mariano had strayed narrowly offside.
Yeah, he was offside there, but it was good hold-up play too by Mariano, even though he didn't know that he was offside. Shows you what he adds when he gets the chance, the rare chance to play for Real Madrid. It's almost a shame for me that he's 27 years old and he's only really had 1 proper season in his career where he's been let loose in a league, and that was for Lyon when he scored over 20 goals for them in 1 season. Then Madrid brought him back and he's just been basically kept in the reserves ever since. Julian Lopetegui was in charge when he came back, and under Lopetegui he thought he was going to get more of a chance, but obviously that didn't last long, with Lopetegui sacked within a few months.
He's a player who was extremely prolific with Real Madrid Castilla. Modric linking with Martin Odegaard. Now Eden Hazard running at Mario Gaspar. Lost here since the 13th of July. A 2-1 defeat against Real Sociedad. Some space for Luka Modric. And for Lucas Vazquez. Carvajal on the outside. Good one indeed.
Nacho is an underrated player at centre-back for Madrid. I don't like him particularly at right-back. Tries his best, but at centre-back, it's very simple for him. He understands his role, knows what he has to do, and he makes life easy for Varane too, because Varane knows what he has to do. I think sometimes with Ramos, who I'm certainly not doubting as a player, but it makes sometimes a bit of confusion in the defence, because Ramos sometimes likes to dart out and try and shut things down, which is what Varane is very good at.
Emery imploring his players to get forward. Parejo to Mario Gaspar. Well, Peter Reid said it at half-time that they haven't really laid a glove on the champions. Can they land something here? Pedraza's cross is once again blocked. Real Madrid keep closing down that channel time and again. And what can Unai Emery concoct to try and open up this Real Madrid defence? Here is Manu Trigueros. That cross looks good, just ahead of Gerard Moreno. Mario Gaspar battling with Mondi, who showed his strength. Now Odegaard to Hazard.
We need to see a bit more from Hazard and a bit more from Odegaard, because those are Madrid's most creative players. Madrid can get a second goal, that would more or less shut VILLARREAL out, because like you say, they have not created anything at all.
Many absentees for Real Madrid, and perhaps one key absentee for Villarreal, that of Paco Alcácer. So both teams today without their top goal scorers.
I think we're going to see these situations cropping up this season. There's so many games, it's a short space of time to play them in. We've seen there's been an increase in injuries for a lot of teams. Madrid are one of the worst affected.
Well, it is time for the squad to step up, and certainly Mariano has done exactly that so far today. And now it's time for the likes of Take Kubo and Samuel Chukwueze to warm up for Villarreal. And they do need a spark of inspiration.
I said it in the first half, I think those two are really good options to have off the bench. They can certainly change the nature of a game.
Here is Toni Kroos. 10 minutes played in the second half. Still just that one early goal separating the teams. And not too much in the way of goalmouth action since then. Here is Carlos Bacca. The Colombian crosses, a little too high for Gerard. Well, as we mentioned, Rick, in the first half, Isco has been in the news this week. Speculation about his future and whether he will be leaving Real Madrid in January.
I do think a change of scene might do him good.
There's a chance here for the equalising goal. A huge chance, and Gerard Moreno couldn't take it. Real Madrid gave the ball away in a dangerous position. It was the short goal kick. Toni Kroos here had his pass deflected. Then Trigueros teed up Gerard, who should have scored.
Massive, massive opportunity missed. I mean, Cruz comes into that position between the centre-backs to help distribute the ball, but he didn't do it effectively there.
By far their best chance so far. Gerrard has 4 goals this season. He recently moved above Riquelme in the Villarreal scoring list in the Spanish top flight. He's now 5th on that list. Pedraza's low cross turned away by Carvajal. Wonderful play by Modric. Can Real Madrid build a counter-attack? This is Odegaard. Forward for Hazard. Real Madrid take their time. Villarreal retreat. Iborra with a challenge. And then some quick feet to create the space.
Pedraza's going to be exhausted after this game. He's been up and down that flank all afternoon.
Here is Gerrard. Pass cut out by Kroos. Came to Pau. Pedraza. Once again, his cross is blocked. Now Lucas Vázquez with a good touch. And Modric with a drop of the shoulder. And a superb piece of play. He took a risk there, but he is a player of such quality. He just glided through the yellow shirts and calmly out the other side.
Very graceful, Modric there.
Well, they do say that class is permanent, and even at 35, he showed it there.
You can imagine him playing in Legends games long into the future and still being just as good on the ball.
Here is Martin Odegaard. And now Hazard. Odegaard has some room here. Good spell of possession for Real Madrid. Now Lucas Vázquez with the cross, and he did pick out Mariano, who's proving a real handful there for the Villarreal defence.
Possibly quite literally. It looked like it might have just bounced up and struck his hand, maybe not.
Now Nacho with some positive intent, and the cross turned away by Pau. Parejo with the headed pass to Pedraza, and look at that defensive cover from Lucas Vázquez, and it paid off as well. Well, the changes are now being made. Pervis Estupiñán ready to come on. And also Yeremi. It looks like a double change from Unai Emery.
Just dragged his shot there, Moreno.
So Carlos Bacca is withdrawn. And so too is Alfonso Pedraza. Is in fact a triple change because Trigueros is also coming off. So Trigueros, Bacca and Pedraza off, and on come Pervis Estupiñán, Samu Chukwueze and Yeremi Pino.
There's a lot of energy in that triple change. A lot of players who are going to bring speed and directness to Villarreal's game.
Well, it means a slightly new role for Moy Gomez and for Gerard Moreno. Yeremi has gone to the left, Chukwueze to the right, Gerard now through the centre. And Moy Gomez joins Parejo and Iborra in the midfield.
As good as Gio Moreno's link-up players, and it is very, very good. I think when they don't have Paco Alcacer, you want him to be the guy in the middle because his finishing is also good. We didn't see it with that chance he had a few minutes earlier, but he'll be out to prove himself again now.
Well, Pervis Estupiñán is back from a very long-haul trip. He participated in Ecuador's successful matches. They picked up 6 points. And Estupiñán was among the goals in a 6-1 victory against Colombia. Here is Chukwueze, Nigerian international, making an impact immediately. Received the pass back from Parejo, then fired over the crossbar. And Chukwueze's work on international duty is worth mentioning as well, because he was on target for Nigeria, putting them 4-0 up in a match against Sierra Leone. But believe it or not, that game finished 4-4.
That's it. That opportunity is a good chance to see what we're going to get from Chukwueze. A lot of drive, a lot of attacking intent, not necessarily a lot of accuracy.
Well, no doubt the triple change is a tough one for Kubo to swallow. Both Chukwueze and Yeremi sent on ahead of him. How the young Japanese star would love the opportunity to impress against his parent club. There was a challenge by Yeremi, an illegal one, says Hernandez, and now Zinedine Zidane will make a change of his own. It's Vinicius Junior ready to come on.
Well, the game could get a lot more open now with that substitution as well.
It is a straight swap. So it looks as if Eden Hazard, yeah, here he comes, the Belgian. He's lasted 64 minutes. He is coming back from injury. And Isco will replace Martin Odegaard.
I think neither Hazard nor Odegaard will be thrilled with their performances. They haven't been bad at all by any means, but that neither of them really made their mark, stamped their authority on this game. Some lovely touches from the pair, but not a lot of really determinant play.
Well, can either Isco or Vinicius make their mark now with 25 minutes to play? Well, here goes Gerard Moreno. Courtois read the danger superbly. The flag has now...
Well, from that angle, didn't look offside, but wasn't the best viewing point to judge.
Really good attempted pass from Moy Gomez. Modric to Dani Carvajal. Mondi, space to turn. Asenjo clears. Nacho's come forward and won the header. Isco. Modric was able to read that pass from Estupiñán and regained possession for Real, and now he lunges in there. He threw himself into that challenge on Mario Gaspar did get there first. That was a meaty collision. A painful one for both players. I think it was Nacho.
Things are heating up here. Gaspar just flicked the ball beyond Nacho, who then clattered into him, but Nacho got a whack in the face from Gaspar's arm. Nacho gets the booking for the initial foul. Looks like he might be cut there, Nacho, on his nose.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Rick, that is the first yellow card of the match.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean, a clean affair.
A quarter of the match to play. Dani Parejo with the free kick. Courtois dropped it. There's a chance for Iborra. His shot was blocked. The flag has gone up, but the referee waves play on. Possible advantage here for Real. Moy Gomez across to prevent Mondi going any further.
Unconvincing bit of goalkeeping from Courtois there. Iborra was the guy who scored against Madrid for Villarreal at the end of last season.
Yep, fabulous header. And it set up a really intense final few minutes. Real Madrid hung on for a 2-1 win, a result that clinched the league title. Both of their goals were scored that evening by Karim Benzema, the second of which, you may remember, a retaken penalty after Ramos had tried to pass the first penalty to him. Pau finding Estupiñán. And the cutback looks good. Big chance! Dani Parejo seemed to be arriving perfectly, but he spurns the opportunity.
He's had two of Villarreal's three best chances.
Very different chances, but with both, he should have hit the target.
I think Emery's right to be frustrated there. Parejo is normally such a clean striker of the ball. I'd expected him to get that on target.
Well, Parejo facing his former club. He was part of the youth system at Real Madrid and did play for the Castilla team as well as the first team. Chukwueze finding Yeremi. Carvajal makes the block. Estupiñán delivers. Varane away. Albiol has gone for goal. Another player facing his former club, and the centre-back unable to test Courtois there. But this is a slightly better spell now for the home team.
Albiol, 35 years old, never been a great scorer of goals. You think you'd have enough experience to know that it wasn't a great idea to have a pop from there. I think Villarreal, like you say, are doing a lot better. I'm surprised Emery didn't make these changes sooner. I think Chukwueze adds a lot, and he's certainly back and tie this Madrid defence in knots, give Toni Kroos and Luka Modric much more work to do than they had in the first half. Neither are natural defensive midfielders. Make them chase him, and they'll get rewards, Villarreal.
Well, the game is finally poised with 19 minutes to play. Currently, no saves by the goalkeepers. And just one shot on target, and it found the net inside 2 minutes. Well, Vinicius was playing with fire there, but it's worked out. Albiol steps across, manages to win the throw-in. Isco. Now Lucas has gone for goal! Asenjo was stretching. All stemmed from the pressing by Isco.
Another nice pass from Mariano, playing that target man role very well.
Did take a deflection, and so Real Madrid have their first corner of the match. It will be taken by Toni Kroos. It's cut back to Modric, and now Kroos again, low delivery, side-footed clear by Mario Gaspar. Isco just ran out of ideas there.
Madrid just trying to take the sting out of the game. Passing it around slowly, looking for the free man.
Moy, heavy touch. Loses possession. Here's Vinicius, and look at the run by Lucas. Vinicius did see it. Iborra made an important block. Now Pervis Estupiñán saw the movement by Samu Chukwueze. Chukwueze's gone down, and the referee has pointed to the penalty spot.
Oh, that looked clear as day for me, that penalty. Chukwueze with that amazing pace he's got, just nipped into was doing in the first half, and what Chukwueze's done since he's come on. He gets into those positions and he makes the defence have to take risks and possibly give up a chance like this, a penalty.
Can Thibaut Courtois atone for the error? Gerard Moreno will take the penalty. 15 minutes to play at La Ceramica. Gerard Moreno equalises. He went low. Real Madrid won.
Just enough power.
Against such a tall goalkeeper like Thibaut Courtois, and Gerard Moreno also went low, and it proved to be a good idea. Villarreal have reward for their improved performance since the triple change 15 minutes ago by Unai Emery. They are now level. And we have 15 minutes to play, and the game perfectly balanced. Isco wins possession for the champions. He's looking for Lucas Vázquez. Estupiñán chases, and the Ecuadorian makes a very good challenge. He has it back now from Parejo. Gerard Moreno was looking for Yeremi. Carvajal cut the pass out. Nacho now finding Vinicius. And Vinicius wins a corner off Mario Gaspar.
It was a good tackle by Estupiñán, and at first it looked like he was going to rush in and rashly give away a penalty at the other end, but he checked himself, took his time, and then made a very solid tackle.
The corner is short. It's with Luka Modric. Gerard made a brave block with his head. He has been floored by it.
Going back to Villarreal's goal, we saw Iborra in a little huddle with the players. I think he was telling them, look, we can do this. Madrid are on the back foot now.
Real Madrid have lost 2 of their last 4 league games. Villarreal undefeated in their last 6 league fixtures. The Yellow Submarine have picked up 14 points from the last 18 available. Estupiñán with another good piece of defensive work, just keeping Lucas out. Vinicius. Yeremi Pino made the challenge. It was good anticipation from the substitute.
I wonder if it helps Villarreal having the cardboard cutouts of fans in the stadium, because we see electronic fans at all of the La Liga games, but the actual players see empty seats. I wonder if having the cutouts there is in the same way that the electronic fans are comforting for viewers and the crowd noises are comforting. They make it sound more like a real game. I wonder if having those fans there gives them something on a level.
Mondi's cross comes through to Dani Carvajal. And Estupiñán with another challenge. Luka Modric delivers to the back post. Mariano's touch ran away from him. Now Chukwueze. Gerard slipped, but then came away with possession. Did very well. Here's Yeremi. Gerard protects the ball successfully from Modric. Villarreal just slow things down. The champions have retreated. Forward comes Estupiñán on the left. Parejo's seen him.
There was an opportunity a little bit earlier for Yeremi to play that ball through to Chukwueze. He was pointing for it, but he chose to check inside, and the move has slowed down, like you say.
This fixture has finished 2-2 for the last 3 seasons.
Courtois went the right way for those penalties against Valencia last week, but like you say...
Chance for Gerard, and Varane got back for an emergency challenge.
That's what Varane does best. Recovery, his speed gives him the chance to save situations that other defenders simply wouldn't be able to.
Well, what a chance it was. And did the pass from Iborra just lack a little bit of pace? Gerrard had to wait for it slightly. The hosts have won their first corner of the second period. Zidane is preparing to bring on Marco Asensio. And Rick, I'm struggling to think of a second-half chance for the visitors. Parejo delivers, Albiol's in there, Carvajal clears.
Beyond Mariano's goal, all of the best chances have been for Villarreal. A couple for Moreno, a couple for Parejo.
Estupiñán closed down, kept his cool. Here's Pau Torres. Very accomplished in possession. His pass for Chukwueze was good. And now it's with Gerrard. Gerrard, Moreno fires goalwards. Nacho with an impressive block. Now Chukwueze. Iborra to Chukwueze. Now it's with Pervis Estupiñán, who delivers. Nacho was able to get something on it. Gerrard was lurking on his shoulder. It's the hosts looking stronger right now.
Estupiñán's delivery has been good from that side, better than Pedraza's was.
Here he is again, the substitute. This time Carvajal makes the block. He has conceded a corner.
This is much more like the Villarreal we've seen in recent weeks in the second half.
Dani Parejo swings one into the mix. Courtois palms away. Can the champions counter-attack? Well, Chukwueze tried to stop it with something that resembled a rugby challenge. Moi Gomez was the last man back for Villarreal. And there was, in the end, no real advantage for Real Madrid. Here is Parejo. Space for Pau Torres, who's coming higher and higher up the pitch. No question about Villarreal's ambition now with the game poised at 1-1. Here's Yeremi, cuts inside, very good skill. Squares it for Chukwueze. Draws a cluster of black shirts towards him. In the end, lost out.
I wonder if Yeremi just lacked a little bit of confidence to shoot there, because the cut inside was perfect, and if he just unleashed one first time, might have caught Courtois out.
Marco Asensio will replace the goal scorer, Mariano Diaz.
Very good shift from Mariano. Can't ask for more than the goal he offered and some of the passes he's played to try and set up teammates.
Certainly an impressive showing. Will we be seeing more of him in the coming weeks? He's already equalled his league goal tally for last season with that first half header. 5 minutes to play at La Ceramica. This is one of those fixtures you just have to watch. Villarreal and Real Madrid. And now it is on a knife edge whether this game will finish all level or if either of these teams can find a late winning goal. Lucas. His pass was good, and Asensio found Vinicius. The pass was slightly behind Isco. Mondi has three in the box, cuts it back for Isco. Isco was looking for the opening, it never really came. Mondi forward for Marco Asensio. The low cross was very menacing, and Pervis Estupiñán had to be so bright there to get back and clear.
really alert Estupiñán. He watched the situation, understood what was going on, didn't lose track of the runner.
Menacing delivery from Asensio, and Lucas was attacking it.
A lot of fullbacks might have been caught ball watching there, but Estupiñán made sure he got to that cross first.
The Villarreal skipper is down. There is an obvious replacement available on the bench in Ruben Peña, and he is being summoned rather urgently.
Something we've seen a lot more in the second half is Pau Torres stepping up and passing the ball really well through Madrid's lines. And there was a good stat this week that he is the top passer in La Liga. He's played more accurate passes than anyone else.
Well, he put in a real masterclass away at Getafe just before the break. He's a player who seems to be growing and growing on the biggest stage, and he showed his quality with the national team during the international break. Well, he will have to play the remainder of this game with a new right back. It is Ruben Peña coming on to replace Mario Gaspar, who has picked up an injury. This is the fourth change by Unai Emery, and it's an enforced one.
Gaspar did well today up against Eden Hazard on that left side.
I was just going to say, Rick, these are big minutes for Peña because the game is so delicately poised, and of course when you're playing against players like Vinicius Junior, it can be so challenging. Well, Moy Gomez comes off, and we do now see the introduction of Takefusa Kubo, who is on loan from Real Madrid. All 5 changes made by Emery. Zidane has made 3. We have just over a minute to play, plus any additional time. Pau Torres has given the ball away. Cruz has won a throw-in.
Will be a big story if Take scores against his parent club.
Emery continues to cut an animated figure on the sidelines. There you can see a summary of the scoring. Mariano Diaz after 2 minutes, and then Gerard Moreno with the penalty on 76 minutes. It is 1-1, and there was hesitation there by Albiol. Vinicius has it. Vinicius crosses. He was aiming for Modric, who had his head in his hands. Sergio Asenjo did well in goal. Yeremy Pino, the teenager, is under pressure from Lucas Vázquez. Yeremy is just 18 years of age. A player who has scored already this season in the Europa League, but has been limited to just 2 league appearances prior to this match.
It's been a good last few minutes for Madrid. They're starting to create more chances, and you wonder if maybe they should have had a bit more attacking intent before now, because they've been getting in reasonably easily during this period of the game. And they seem so happy with their 1-0 lead. They didn't create too much more, that they could have gone and got a second or third and killed the game before Villarreal got back in.
Yeremy, happy to take the yellow card pretty much deliberately there, just to slow that attack down. Real Madrid have not won at La Ceramica since February 2017. That was a 3-2 win after they were 2-0 down. Can they strike late on to snatch all 3 points? Can Villarreal do the same? Here is Gerard Moreno. Real had committed players forward. Gerard still. And now it's Kubo. Oh, and Kubo engineered the shot with the right foot, and Nacho made the block just behind Courtois. What a big moment there in added time, and it is to and fro. These teams slugging it out till the last. Now it's Real Madrid's turn. This is Vinicius Junior. Clearance by Yeremi, back from Toni Kroos. Look where Rafael Varane is. That shows the intent from the champions. Villarreal's throw-in.
What a chance that was for Kubo. I think he just had the idea of finding Chukwueze too much in his head. He was looking across, wasn't really thinking about the shot until he saw that there was no way the cross could have been played in for Chukwueze. And then he had a go at goal, but Courtois had closed the angle down. There was just no space for him to find the net.
Asensio. Final minute of added time. Albiol with the block. Peña took a chance there. It paid off. Kubo shows his class with that touch, continues his run, has it back from Chukwueze, and he is cynically brought down by Toni Kroos. And the yellow card, understandably, is out for the German international, and Villarreal will probably just about have time to take this free kick. It is the last opportunity.
Oh, it looked like it was actually Nacho rather than Courtois who shut that opportunity down. Good block.
Well, we've gone beyond the 3 additional minutes. This is the last roll of the dice. Parejo delivers! And for a moment, it looked as if Gerrard might meet that cross, but the stand-in captain, Rafael Varane, made the clearance. And as it has for the last 3 seasons, this fixture ends all square. Real Madrid drop 2 more points. They've now won just 2 of their last 5 league fixtures. Gerard Moreno is given the King of the Match award. It was his late penalty that salvaged a point for the hosts after Mariano Diaz had struck early on for the champions. Zidane's side were playing without a host of first-team stars, but they did manage to take a point from La Ceramica. The full-time score, Villarreal 1, Real Madrid 1.
To overcome